A head chef refuses President Trump's request for a controversial dish at a White House state dinner, leading to a heated clash that shocks everyone. Trump had just wrapped up a meeting with his team, finalizing plans for a high-stakes dinner, with leaders from Japan and Germany. He wanted everything to reflect the best of America, especially the food. But as he reviewed the menu, one of his aides hesitated and said, "Sir, we have a problem. Chef Marcus Elwood is refusing to include the foie gras you requested." Trump stopped in his tracks, turning sharply to his aide. "Refusing? I'm the President of the United States, and I'm hosting world leaders. Take me to the kitchen now." Moments later, the kitchen doors swung open and Trump stormed in, his voice booming. "Marcus Elwood, where's Marcus? I need to speak to the head chef. Now." A tall man in a chef's uniform stepped forward calmly and said, "That's me, Mr. President. How can I help you?" Trump pointed straight at him. "I told your team I wanted foie gras on the menu tonight. Only the best, to impress these dignitaries. They love that stuff, believe me. So why are you refusing to make it?" The kitchen fell quiet as other chefs paused, sensing the rising tension. A young line cook named Terrence leaned toward a coworker and whispered, "This isn't good." Standing firm, Marcus looked President Trump in the eye and said calmly, "Mr. President, I'm refusing because I have ethical concerns about foie gras. It's made by force-feeding ducks and geese, a practice I believe is cruel. I won't serve it, not even at a state dinner." Trump let out a short, disbelieving laugh, throwing up his hands. "Ethical concerns? Marcus, this isn't a college debate club. This is a high-level diplomatic dinner. We're hosting world leaders. You don't get to play food police when I'm trying to make America shine." Marcus didn't flinch. "I understand the importance of this event, sir. But I've built my career on ethical, sustainable cooking. Serving foie gras goes against everything I believe in." Trump crossed his arms, voice rising. "Principles? You're a chef, not a politician. Your job is to cook what I ask, not give me a speech about what's right or wrong. I've had foie gras at the finest restaurants. And now you're telling me I can't have it in my own house?" Marcus answered, steady and respectful. "I'm not giving a speech, sir. I'm standing by my values. There are other dishes on the menu that will impress your guests, without the cruelty." Trump pointed angrily. "You think you know better than me? I've been to more state dinners than you've cooked hot meals. Foie gras works. It impresses people. You're making me look weak in front of these leaders." The staff remained, frozen, watching the standoff in stunned silence. Terrence leaned over again and muttered, "Marcus isn't backing down. I've never seen him like this." Marcus stepped forward slightly, his voice calm but firm. "Mr. President, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I've offered alternatives, seared scallops, a Wagyu beef starter, even a vegetarian option that's been a hit at previous dinners. Any of those could be a showstopper. But foie gras? I can't prepare that." Trump scoffed, sarcasm thick in his voice. "Alternatives? I didn't ask for options, Marcus. I asked for foie gras. I run this country. When I give an order, I expect it done." Marcus stood his ground, his voice steady. "I understand, sir, but I have to stand by my values. I've been in this profession for 20 years and I've never compromised my ethics. If that costs me my job, so be it." Trump's eyes narrowed, his tone colder. "Losing your job? You're walking a fine line here, Marcus. Let me be clear. This is the last time you say no to me. I don't accept no in my White House." Marcus didn't blink. "With all due respect, Mr. President, this isn't personal. I'm refusing because it goes against what I believe in. You can fire me, but you can't force me to cook something I find unethical." The room was dead silent. The kitchen staff barely breathed. A sous chef named Lenora whispered to Terrence, "He's really not backing down. I can't believe he just said that." Trump locked eyes with Marcus, stunned. Trump's expression was a mix of frustration and disbelief. "You're actually serious, aren't you? You'd rather lose your job than cook one dish?" Marcus nodded, calm and unwavering. "Yes, sir. I'd rather lose my job than give up my integrity. I've spent years building a reputation I'm proud of." Trump ran a hand through his hair, pacing for a moment before turning back to Marcus. His voice was still firm but softer now. You know, most people in your position would just say yes, sir, and do what I ask. But you're different. You're stubborn. Marcus responded with quiet conviction. I'm not stubborn. Sir, I'm principled. There's a difference. I want this dinner to succeed just like you do, but I need to do it in a way I can stand by. Trump paused, then looked at him more seriously. You really believe this foie gras issue is that bad? The force feeding, all of that? You're not just doing this to be difficult? Marcus shook his head, his voice sincere. No, sir, it's a real issue. Ducks and geese are force-fed through tubes to enlarge their livers. It's painful and many suffer terribly. I've seen it with my own eyes. I just can't be part of it, not even for one night. Trump sighed, his tone easing a bit. All right. Let's say I believe you. Let's say you're right about the ducks. But what do I do now? I've got world leaders expecting a top-tier meal. What am I supposed to serve them, a salad? Marcus gave a slight smile and answered steadily. Not a salad, sir. The Wagyu beef starter I mentioned. It's from a sustainable farm in Montana, grass-fed, no hormones. It's incredibly tender, and it tells a great story about American quality. Or the scallops, fresh from the Atlantic, pan-seared with a citrus glaze. Either dish will impress them. I guarantee it. Trump raised an eyebrow, doubtful. Wagyu beef? You think that's better than foie gras? I've had Wagyu at the finest places, the best. But is it state dinner material? Marcus nodded confidently. It's more than that, sir. It shows America is leading in sustainability and taste. Your guests will respect the message, and they'll enjoy the meal even more. I've served it to diplomats before, and they couldn't. Stop talking about it. Trump crossed his arms again, skeptical. And what if they don't like it? What if they're sitting there wondering, where's the foie gras? Then what? Marcus looked him straight in the eye, his voice steady. Then I'll take full responsibility, sir. I've done this long enough to know what works, and I wouldn't suggest it if I wasn't confident. Trump stared at him for a moment, then let out a short laugh and shook his head. You've got guts, Marcus. Most people would have caved 5 minutes ago, but you're still standing here telling me how it's going to be. In my own kitchen, Marcus gave a respectful nod. I'm just trying to do what's right, sir. For you, for the dinner, and for myself. Trump sighed, his tone softening. All right, Marcus. Here's the deal. I'll trust you on this. But if these leaders don't like the Wagyu or the scallops or whatever you're serving, then I'm coming back here and that next conversation won't be so friendly. Got it? Marcus nodded firmly. Understood, Mr. President. You won't be disappointed. Trump pointed at him one last time, his tone lighter now. You better be right, Marcus. I'm counting on you to make this dinner great. The best. Marcus gave a small, calm smile. I will, sir. Trump turned to the kitchen staff and with a touch of humor in his voice said, All right, everyone, back to work. Let's make this dinner a winner. Don't let Marcus down. He's got a lot riding on this. The team nodded, some smiling, as they got back to their tasks. Trump gave Marcus a final nod and walked out, the kitchen doors swinging shut behind him. The room buzzed with quiet chatter, and a few chefs clapped Marcus on the back. Terrence leaned in and whispered, I can't believe you stood up to him like that. That was amazing. Marcus just shrugged and picked up his knife. I did what I had to do. If that moment got you hooked, make sure to subscribe to Legendary Stories for more powerful scenes like this one. And tell us, what did you think of Marcus standing up to President Trump? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.